Threads is here. All right, friends, let's talk about this new app, what I think, how I've been playing around with it. It's been live since July 5th, and let's face it, we're all trying to figure it out. We're all in that exciting learning phase. Let's talk about how you can use Threads to build your business, build your brand, build your community, and what I have discovered in the first 48 hours of it being around. Let's get into it. Hi there, welcome back. My name is Kaz. I'm an elite digital marketing coach, and I'm here to help you find paying clients with your paid and organic social media. Okay, so on July 5th, Meta launched Threads. It's been in the work for a little while, so I've been hearing, but it's basically Instagram's version of Twitter. So far, people are loving its simplicity, how it's not all crazy. We don't have hashtags, we don't have ads, we don't have trending, we don't have anything like that. We just have feed. It's very early Twitter days. It's very, early 2010s, late 2000s social media vibes, and people are really just loving how easy it's conversation building, it's simplistic. There's really good vibes about it, and currently I think last night I saw it's at like 75 million users already, which is really big for a brand new app. Now, it is not particularly a brand new app. It is kind of feeding from Instagram. Now, if you log onto Instagram, no doubt you've been inundated with something saying, hey, sign up for Threads. It's been super easy just to like go, okay, and pour it over, which is exactly what I did. And I'm not really going to talk a lot about the functionality, setting up all that. It was really easy. Obviously, if you're having problems with it, there's probably resources out there. But honestly, I wanted to really dive into what I see working and how you can use it to grow your business, which is ultimately what we're doing here in the first place. We're using these platforms to grow our business, to grow our brand, to grow our community, to grow our creator network, all that stuff. So let's get into what I noticed. Okay, so Threads is essentially Twitter, but for Instagram. And the head of Instagram said to think less of Threads as about text versus photo, but more about public conversations you want to have. Do you want to engage in more back and forth? And if so, Threads is for you, and it makes sense. So that's kind of a paraphrasing of what he said about this app. And when he says, do you want to have questions? Do you want to have more conversations? Do you want to have more back and forth? I mean, ultimately, we're all like, yeah, we do. Because that's what we're doing this for. If you didn't want that, you would probably stick to some more traditional marketing where you've got billboards, direct mail, all that. But social media is about community building. It's about letting people in. It's about a two-way conversation. Now, so my advice is to embrace this. People have said, if you sign up for this, you're kind of in it. There's some clause somewhere that you can't delete this profile. If you do, it deletes your Instagram. It's up to you if you think this is worthy. I always think, though, that every time a new social media comes out, it's always worth just going over, claiming your username, feeling it out, seeing what's up, getting your people over there. What's really nice is that it links so well. Even just been up a little while, I've got 200 followers, which is awesome. And it's good to see like who these people are, who's coming over, who's engaged, all that good stuff. At the time of recording, it is not available in EU or Europe. I'm not sure why that is. But towards the end of this video, I'm going to share something that someone from inside Meta has kind of said. I have access to a Meta rep. And I want to share a couple of things in their email, which kind of made me think, oh, okay, really interesting. But I wanted to give a perspective because it's not likely you're going to hear this. So originally, straight from the app, there's a couple of things I've noticed. The feed is not really in any kind of order. I'm seeing, posts from people I don't follow. I'm like, how am I seeing them? What it seems to be is that they're getting organized in organization of engagement. So it's kind of very old school. So posts that are getting engagement, boop, right to the top, lots of visibility. So that's the role you need to go. You need to go questions, engagement, visibility. You can link out on Threads. That's a really lovely feature. And you can push content from Threads into Instagram stories. So there's a lot of like co-sharing. So it's a really different version of a social media. We've never really seen a brand new social media that's kind of harnessed something we all know and love, but it's kind of interacting with like a big sister. You've never really seen this. So it's really interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. It is early, so we're all learning at the same time, but I'm going to cut to a little run through of me just showing you around the app and what I've noticed and who is really doing really well and what we can glean from that. All right, friends, let's get into Threads, what it is, and some observations I have made in the first 24, 48 hours that I have downloaded it. So this is it. It's an interface very similar to Twitter. You might think, oh, wow, this looks just like Twitter. I agree, but I think it's much cleaner. I like the aesthetic. I like the black and white. I like that it's not all crazy looking. I like that there's no ads right now, but sure, that'll change. But for now, let's just enjoy the ad-free social media that we have. So, actually, it's really interesting right there. Now, another app where people can find me where I don't have to, there's definitely this vibe, right? Like people are like, oh, another app. But I would really encourage you to not think like that. There's always going to be other apps. You just kind of have to embrace it at this point. So anyway, I just wanted to make that point here. Okay, so what is interesting is that this will port all your information from Instagram. I really like that. People are freaking out that apparently now, if you've done that, you can't now delete this, because if you do, you'll delete your Instagram, blah, blah, blah. It is what it is. These guys can do what they want. So, but it makes it really nice and easy when you set up that you can, I had a prompt on the screen. I just followed it and away I went. It said, do you want to import all your info? I was like, sure. So I've made a couple of posts right here. And, I've got 200 followers because they've come over from Instagram. I can press this button. I can go right back to my Instagram. Looks the same. I've got this funny little thing up here to say I'm the, 1 millionth something, bloody, bloody, blah. You can hide that as well if you don't like it. So just an FYI there. But essentially, what I really wanted to get to is I really wanted to make content that's going to help you figure this out quicker and really help you with your business. So first off, as with Twitter, you can link out. So I have linked out to my recent YouTube right here. So that's really nice because on Instagram, you cannot link out. So that's a great feature right there. Also, you have the option to do a link in bio. From what I can tell, it is just the one. So keep that in mind. I'm linking to my YouTube again with that. But you really want to make sure you're optimizing this for your business, right? So I was looking a little bit through search. One thing here is there is not hashtags, okay? So we're not out here searching hashtags as far as I'm aware. Like this just isn't a thing unless people have kind of started and gone a bit rogue. It doesn't seem to be organized in that way. And I have searched on this to see like, okay, if I type social media, what is coming up? Who am I seeing? And I couldn't really correlate exactly how it was organizing these. It really wasn't by followers. It wasn't by, well, okay, that does seem a bit more by follow. You see, that should be further up if it's followers. I don't believe I follow these people. So I'm curious to know what this is. I'm wondering if it is the amount they're posting, right? Like, okay, that person's posting a lot. And that's really what I wanted to get into here. See, that person hasn't posted anything. So it remains to be seen what's determining this order. But you definitely, as you do on Instagram, you want to have what you do like in the title. Now, another thing to note, you cannot edit your name, right? Your name is locked. So that's interesting. I don't really want to play around with my name. I'm not sure if you have to change it on Instagram and then you can change it here. Not exactly sure on that one. So that's interesting to know. So, and because on Instagram, you can either SEO like this or this, like both of them pull. So that's kind of interesting to think and think of that. What I've really been curious about is the order. I want to understand this feed and why people are making it. And from what I can see, it's engagement. Someone I think has done a really good job earlier on is Jenna Kutcher, who is really great at social media in general. But she was appearing on my feed a lot. And I was trying to look at her profile and think like, okay, what is she doing? And she's creating content that, like, it's very old school Instagram. She is creating content where it's prompting a discussion and a question. And this is ultimately what I was saying before about what the head of Instagram said. This is all about conversation. You need to post things, most things here. It's Friday night. What's the first thing you do when you finish work? Go. She is a master at this, but now she is using this over here. And you can see also she's posted a lot, right? This thing's been live 2 days. Look at everything we've got right here. So, you know, it started off, she was just like talking, but then, you know, like, be honest, how many tabs do you have open on your computer? Look at the replies. So this is what you need to do. You need to start questions that are going to get all this discussion. Now, for me as well, if you want to do a bit of engagement, we can kind of, now whoever's following her is, you know, definitely going to be target audience for me. So I am going to, you know, it's super easy to do all this right now. And don't forget, we're all just coming on over here, right? So we can probably stand out a little bit just by kind of going through and following a few people, liking a few comments, replying, all that good stuff. So this is how you can build initially. But essentially for content-wise, I have not seen this prioritize reels or anything like that. This is where I've seen. So like this another question right here. See how many more replies this question got versus this, right? 362 replies, 139, because she's asking a question. So we're going back old school. We're going back to questions, drop a heart, drop a comment. And Jenna Kutcher does this really well. So this is where I think you're going to be able to grow. We need questions. We need open-ended dialogue. This is very old school. We don't have polls. We don't have music. We don't have video. If you hate creating content and you just want to write something, please get on this, because this is such easy things to just do, post, put out, not hard, super easy. I would really encourage you to just have a play around and ask a ton of questions, because that right now seems to be the game. So that is what I would say. Definitely start, optimize your bio, ask some questions, get involved in some conversations, follow some people, engage. You will see really good things if you do those things. Okay, I really hope you found that useful. Now I'm going to read some information that I got from a Meta rep and see if we can glean any insights and read between the lines on a little bit of things. So the email I received was, "Hi team, Mark Zuckerberg recently announced the initial version of Threads, an app built by the Instagram team for sharing with text." So instantly when he said initial version, I was like, what is to come? Obviously this will change, this will grow, but when you say initial version, will it change? Is it changing really quickly? Are we going to get used to this and have a change? Ultimately there's always evolution, but what is to come, it's always interesting to hear. Soon we plan to make Threads compatible with the open interoperable, I don't know that word, I want to say interoperable social networks that we believe can shape the future of the internet. So what I'm hearing from that is eventually it's going to be compatible with Facebook. I can't imagine, I mean, maybe it's going to be compatible with more things, I don't know, but eventually it's going to be there's going to be some link to Facebook. That's what I hear from that. At this time, now I'm just taking key things that, you know, there's a lot of fluff in this, but at this time there are no ads or monetization features on Threads. Our priority is to build consumer value first and foremost, which will allow us to explore how to build business value. So, building consumer value, that is where your head is going to be at. This is audience building, This is community building, all of that rolled into one. We don't have anything else right now, but stuff is to come. So get on, claim the mountain, claim your real estate, do what you can, see what's out there. So that's kind of it, honestly. Those were the kind of main things I wanted to share that I thought were the most interesting. And it makes me think, okay, what is to come, you know? But honestly, my recommendation is go on there, explore, get involved with conversations, follow, comment, interact. You never know who's going to be on there. You know, there's no harm to just having a little look and checking it out, right? I'm not saying go all in and give up everything in your life to maximize this app. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying go on there. What I love is that the barrier of content creation is very low. We're not asking you to jump around, lip sync, and edit videos and make them aesthetically pleasing. We're literally asking you to write one sentence. Like, couldn't be easier. So I think that's too. We've all been like, oh, such a high barrier. Oh, we got to do all this stuff. Like, to just type is really beautifully refreshing. So I invite you to check it out, to let us know if you share anything that I have not mentioned that you really think comes to mind. Drop it in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. Okay, so I want to know, have you joined Threads? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Ultimately, another day, another social media, right? I honestly find them exciting, but I know a lot of people don't. And ultimately, this is now one more other thing to do in your list of to-dos. Now, if marketing really overwhelms you, I invite you to download my free marketing checklist. Go to kazwilson.com/marketing checklist or download it via the link below. It's really going to help you get organized with your daily, weekly, and monthly tasks to help you streamline your marketing, really make sure it's effective and consistent to give you the results you need. So download the checklist, let me know. Can't wait for you to use it and see what benefits you get. Okay, it was so good to see you. First of all, if you're on Threads, I would love a follow at Kaz_Wilson. That would be cool. I would love to connect and hear what you think. Maybe our conversations won't go to Instagram DMs, they'll go to Threads. Wouldn't that be cool, right? So that would be awesome if you want to follow me there. But otherwise, if you enjoyed this video, give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to this channel where I go and push videos out every week to really share exactly how to grow your business with organic and paid social media. See you next time. I can't wait to hear how you get on with Threads.